Andres, are we really able to pin two screens?
Are you able to put two screens? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, we're able to pin two because it looks like I can only pin one.
You can only pin one?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know. Can you, so if you don't pin it, can you see both screens or not?
I can. Well, the second screen is yellowed out at the moment. Are you still yellowed out? Are you still on your logo?
No, I think that might be either Emmeline or the other phone.
Okay, let me see if I can find you then.
Yeah, I think that you have to have like a premium subscription to be able to do that from your end. But either way, you're going to be able to look at the whole thing.
Okay, without looking at you.
So before we begin, we're gonna need the sheets of paper. These ones right here. And my suggestion is, you know, for now, as I'm doing this, you can look down here. And then when I begin, we can put the screen if you want to take a look at the invocation and kind of like see some of the things that are how I speak a few different things, right? So the first thing that we want to do is we're gonna have obviously our gift wrapping paper, right? That's the first thing. And so the second thing that we're gonna put is this layer. And so this is a rainbow bridge. Each of the colors represents something. These right here up represents the Ucupacha. We're going to Mother Earth, the healing, the apples. There's a little bit of a representation for each of those, correct? So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that each of these layers are smaller than the previous one. So what this looks like is we have to have the black one first, and then the red one has to be a little smaller than the black one. And so this is something that you're gonna have to do by hand, which it's going to be either folding it. My suggestion is folding it once, maybe like about half an inch on each of the sides, or just like cutting it, right? And it's really not much that you want to cut. Again, like half an inch, 2 or 3 centimeters on two of the sides, right? To keep the rectangle as is. So then when you center this, you're going to see, and then this strand, you're going to see that it's, you know, you have the black on the outside and then the red on the center. So the same thing we're gonna go and do with the next one. So you grab the red, right? And so then you want to slide it a little bit further in, and that's how much you do. And so you go on the side. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have OCD, like I used to have, and you want to make it perfect, get an X-Acto knife or a ruler. You can take the time to do this. It's up to you. Remember that is symbolic. So then you can see now that the green fits perfectly inside of the red. And we keep on going, right? It shouldn't take too long. We slide it just a little bit, you know, so that there's a little bit of here and a little bit of there. And when you square it up, when you cut it up, there's going to be a if you just logged in, you can pin the screen that says DNA, and that'll give you access to see what we're doing here. So we have it squared over here, but we need it a little smaller, so we're going to go a little bit sliding it outside to the bottom left corner, and then we're going to again. So I'm not sure if it was clear enough on on the despacho instructions when you were looking at the handout, but this is what it's meant when it said that they have to be a little bit smaller in size, right? So that you can visualize how everything is, flowing and further in. And from the purple, we have gold. Couldn't find gold paper, so I have to get foamies. You adapt, right? You gotta make it work with what we have. Just a little thicker. And finally, we have the last one, which is the white. I'm gonna go a little closer in here. Ese one. No, para este. Sí. And last one, we have the white one. If you're ever doing this for someone else, obviously we still have the classes, right? The Despacho class, but if you ever get to help someone, whether it's a relative or someone that is asking for assistance in their grieving process, letting go and assisting a loved one that just transitioned, this is something that you can have ready before you begin, right? Cool. So this is the first step. It's kind of like the preparation. As far as everything that we need, there's the black and the red beans. If you don't have black beans, you can substitute. It's not easy to get, but there's red corn kernels, right? There's other red beans. If you can find red beans, that's even better. And so we have the quintus ready. We have the quintu leaves. Let's see. So we have the quintus, and we're gonna need 3. For the first layer, we're gonna need 1, and then we're gonna need another one for the last layer, one of the last layers. You have your flowers. Hopefully you were able to get red ones. If not, pink works, and white petals as well. I'm gonna put this over here just to make sure it doesn't blow away. And we begin. So the first thing that we're going to do is clear everything as much as you can, right? Clear everything from your space. And then we got to begin with the sacred space. And so one of the things that we want to always do when we open sacred space, remember you're working with the elements, right? We have the Hanak Pacha, Upu Pacha, and we have water. ¿Te traes el vino, porfa, corazón? Yeah, thank you. So we have, Nina Titan. We put them here in the north. Not sure how much you can see. So you prep it, and then we begin with the opening of the sacred space. So to begin with the opening of the sacred space, it's pretty important that as you begin the tuning in is feeling, right? Everything we've talked about is how are you connecting to every single thing in your life? The relationships that we have must be felt. The same thing with the space. It's something that it needs to be felt, something that needs to be understood through that, emotional, nervous system, internal awareness type of connection, not mental. We're not regurgitating, which is why also if you see me deviate from the words or if you see me deviate from the process and things like that, it is a personal thing, right? And so this is going to serve for 2 things. Remember that there's no right and wrong. There's only purpose function and intention. So as I'm doing this, try to think outside of the box and understand, it's not so much like that's not right, or, it's try to see how is it flowing, right? And then wonder what is the question, wonder and question yourself, like, how is that okay with the flow that it is intended? And that is going to make it so much easier for you to be able to flow with the pace and tap into the flow of everything. Hampuy, yo te la cocha. Gracias, Padre, gracias, Madre, añay, añay, añay. Gracias, Pachatata, Pachamama, gracias, Madre Tierra, gracias, Taita Inti, Nina Guaira, Nina Taita, Mama Guaira, ya tu Mama Cocha. Gracias, gracias, gracias a todos los elementos, a cada una de las direcciones, a cada uno de los ancestros, a cada uno de los maestros del Capac y del Canchis Patamín, dando gracias de todo corazón a los elementos del fuego, del agua, la tierra y el aire, dando gracias de todo corazón a cada uno de los maestros ascendidos que nos felicitan desde Sana Paz aquí, en nuestra tierra sagrada de Tepoztlán, Morelos, este 3 de noviembre, a estas 12:30 de la tarde. Hampuy, 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 y así figura puesto. Declaramos abierto este círculo sagrado de sanación y medicina, medicina del alma, medicina de la sanación, de la liberación de nuestros ancestros, en este espacio sagrado en el que abrimos este lugar, este medio para poder transmutar, para poder trascender cualquiera de las energías negativas de las cuales somos parte de nuestra genética. Dando gracias de todo corazón a cada uno de los ancestros que nos visitan. Les invocamos, Hampuy, 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 ancestros, Hampuy. Les damos las gracias, la bienvenida a todos ustedes, hermanos. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Gracias a cada uno de ustedes, 256 que se encuentran aquí presentes, así como también a los 256 de cada uno de mis hermanos aquí presentes. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Añay, añay, añay. Damos gracias a los maestros del Capañán y del Canchas Patañán, iniciando con nuestros hermanos del Huáscar, Benito Corihuamán, Melchor Deza, Manuel Quispe de París, Juan Núñez del Prado. Damos gracias también a John Wilcox París. Damos gracias también a todos los otros hermanos. Joselito Rangel, vamos también dando gracias también a los hijos de Juan, a los hermanos de John, Tere Paloski, Yanni Fer, Andrés de Alía Raíz, que caminamos este Canchis Patañán. Dando gracias también a todos los hermanos del Capañán, Manuel Quispe, una vez más, pero también a María Paz Machaca, Agustín Rodríguez. Damos gracias también Sebastián Paucar Flores, Nicolás Paucar Carcina. Damos gracias a Rolando Paucar Carcina, Guillermo Paucar Carcina. Damos gracias a Chava Amaro García, Salvador Amaro García, Adrián Eppelman y Andrés Rael Villarreal. Dando gracias, gracias, gracias de todo corazón a todo ese camino del Capañán que está aquí presente, que está aquí presente. Hampuy, Hampuy, Hampuy. Capañán. Invocamos en este momento a nuestra Pachamama y a todos sus apus. En este momento aquí, frente y cerca de nuestro apu Popocatépetl y nuestro apu Ixtecíhuatl, así como también invocamos nuestro apu Shasta, nuestro gran guardián Shasta, de nuestro apu Ausangapu. Damos gracias de todo corazón al octavo apu. ¿Viste la campaña? Sí. Campo y Cuyuriti, Campo y Aconcagua, Campo y Jesucristo, Campo y Popocatépetl, Campo y Iztaccíhuatl, Campo y Apuchasta, Campo y Aposangapu. A todos ustedes, hermanos, con los que hemos tenido comunión, les damos las gracias por estar aquí presentes. De una manera humilde, sencilla, les damos las gracias por estar siendo testigos y observadores de estos procesos de veneración y de liberación de nuestros ancestros. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Y se inicia el proceso. We begin the process. And so first and foremost, we have to remember and recognize that this is a gift. So we begin with the gift, wrapping paper. Yeah, if you just logged in, you can pin the bottom video, which is where we're having the process for everything that is happening right here in front of the table.
Okay. Sí, vale, también.
And so one of the things that you can do with the black paper is you can fold it in three to create a grid that is dimensional. So you can fold it in three and then another three to create this grid. And in this grid, you're going to work. So now you have the center and you're basically mapping out the upupacha. The upupacha as a dimension that you can also connect that has a north, a south, a east, and a west, but it also has four corners that sustain the structure of the upupacha. The upupacha as an emotional space, it's also a dimension. So this dimension, you can interact with it. But, you know, for us, because we're tangible, because we're operating from this tangibility type of space, we need to also understand this as limited, right? It has a bottom, it has a top, it has a left and a right. And so it is not, you know, in itself, it composes part of the cosmos of the whole, right? And it is part of the infinite. But this as a dimension is limited, right? There's got limits of vibration as well. So we want to, first and foremost, we want to bring a little bit of sugar. And so we bring masculine. And so the masculine goes to the left. And this is white sugar. If you have brown sugar, now, if it doesn't say brown sugar on the handouts, don't worry about it. These are just, you know, something that you can start, you know, incorporating little by little in your prayers and your despachos. And then you have brown sugar to the left. So all corners of the upupacha, they're harmonious. What this means is that anything that is dense within you, you know, and anything that it is dense within the dimension where our ancestors abide, we're bringing harmony to it so that we can relate. It doesn't matter which direction you see it from, north, south, east, and west. It is covered in that sense that you're harmonious with it. And so this right here, this is cotton, and the cotton is going to go in the center, in the very center, representing what are we going to do with this, right? This is like the recipient. How are we going to put our intentions? And our intentions must be received in a space of softness, but also clarity, so that they can be well received in that upupacha dimension. Yes, thank you. Okay. So then here we're going to create two quintus. And this is for all of our ancestors, right? So this, the quintu, if you remember, the quintu is, the quintu is a container. It is basically your recipient for intentions. So here we're creating two intentions for all of our ancestors. The first intention that we're creating is we want to offer this gift, this ofrenda, this despacho, so that all of our ancestors, the relationships between our ancestors and us, this is one kingdom, and then the relationships between our ancestors and Mother Earth. This is the things that they have, if they have any contracts with Mother Earth still that are keeping them rooted here in the fourth dimensional Ukupacha. This is where we're gonna, this is the recipient, the container for the intention of flow, of releasing any contracts that we might still be carrying. Now, with us, this means our, if you think about it, this could be a the contract, like any genetic information, any problems with finances, any problems with aggression and things like this that might still be running strong within you, right? You know that maybe you got a little bit of physical abuse or things like this from one of your ancestors. Your grandpa, was very violent to your mom or dad, and you carried all of that, and you carry that, right? So all of those contracts, we're putting in here, and we're addressing all of that energy that is still within us in a conflicted way, both expressing this 3D and us carrying either a submission to that energy or a rejection, because maybe you already know and you're like, no, I don't want to be like that, and that's not cool and that's not bad. Well, we place them outside, we place them in somewhere that is not harmonious in our mind, in our subconscious. And then the other one, we're sending him a blessing. With the other container, this contains the intention of they will be able to let go of any burdens that they carry and contracts with this dimension of the Kai Pacha, this 3D, so they can keep on going, right? They can keep on transcending. So here you have them like this. You have left and right. You're gonna bring him really close to you. Feel your lungs fill up with these intentions, with this emotion, feeling this direction. Push from the Koskonya when you're doing this. You put them all together and you bring them in one pile. At the bottom, you're gonna get two carnations. Two is feminine, that's why they're red or pink. And this right here, the two is duality. The feminine holds magnetism, and magnetic, it has a polar poles, right? It has a attraction and it has rejection. So the magnetism is pushing or pulling. That's what you have two, is duality. And then you have three white petals, and you're gonna put those on top. And the three is the masculine. From those two, there's intention, sustained by polarity of this feminine energy that we all carry. From here, you bring into your mind. Get a sense of your conscious now with being in harmony with this intention. Bring into your heart, Ayin Sonko. We say thank you 3 times. Anyay, anyay, anyay. We put it right here in the middle. You have olive oil. You can use a couple different types of oil. This is an aphrodisiac type of oil that we sometimes put to enliven, right, the activity. It has a couple of tabaco leaves and red roses and things like this. This is some oil that I personally like. And you drop a few drops of oil. This oil represents that structure that is still being held. And so there's the release of that, right? Now remember that this is still the Ukupache. This is still the realm of density. And so with these intentions, all of the conflicts that they are bound with our ancestors are still bound with, they are being released. The structure of those energies, of those pending of those pending deals, of those pending agreements and contracts with us and in between them and the world, they're going to be balanced out. And the way we balance is we bring in the feminine energy and the masculine energy. So you have the black bean and the red bean. Corn kettle. So this right here, we covered it all, and now we come to the sky pacha. We come to this here and now. This is our Mother Earth, right? This is bringing the intention from the underworld to this moment here and now. So now we want to thank our Mother Earth. See? And the way that we're going to be grateful with her, the things that Pachamama likes is candy, chocolate. So when you think of Mother Earth, the things that she is creating, and the fruits of that, right, is the vibrations, the highest vibrations that you can experience here in this Mother Earth, in this sky pacha, through this time and space that she provides, is joy. So we have the colorful candy and also chocolate. So these are two offerings that we have in here for Mother Earth in gratitude, right? All of this is in gratitude for their lives. And so we are, if you have pictures of any ancestors, that's fine. I am symbolizing all of our ancestors with the feminine and the masculine. And these are they're gone, right? These are traditional Mexican. You can use any other type of forms for the ancestors. So we're grateful for all of the joy and for all of the love that they have shared, because it's not only hucha that they've given us, right? It's also a lot of understanding, a lot of good values. Maybe you have a really strong value about fairness in your life and balance, right? More than injustice. Injustice is more like balance in different aspects in your life. And that might come from an ancestor that you carry also. So we're releasing the old, that's the Upupacha, but now we want to be grateful for all of the things that they provided to us in this way. So. And so we give thanks to Mother Earth. We're gonna give thanks to Pachamama. Yes. So this right here is abundancia. The abundance is relating to all of the beautiful gifts that we have now recognized. We want to be able to return that favor to them. We want to be able to give our ancestors this same abundance that we're living here and now, so that you can start appreciating more in your life, beautiful things. Maybe there you have an ancestor that had a lot of like frustration and frustrated desires, right? But those desires that are in frustration is because they have this deep desire, and that has kept them going down the line until you've been able to say like enough is enough with the blockages. But the only reason that is like that is because you have this knowing of an opulence that can be something you can experience in your life. And so here we're going to give thanks to all of that abundance. And so we bring the lentils, recognizing all of the gifts, recognizing the prosperity and the abundance that comes from them in all of the ways that we can. If it starts to go up to the sides and things like that, don't worry. It's not meant to be like super beautiful. This is meant to be felt and emotional. Okay? There's also the growth of this abundance and prosperity in us as well. If you have a dollar bill, there are different currents. Here also, some of the things that it's done in the Andes is jewelry. You can put a jewelry, gold glitter, gold coins, or just regular coins. And this is just a shower of this prosperity and abundance. So here we're going to call the Apus. Now, in this tradition that we're working with, the Apus are the guiding principle of the masculine, right? When I say the guiding principle is, in the cosmos, you have a wide array of space, but what makes the universe a cosmos, which is purposeful, orderly, like we spoke in the session yesterday, it is a masculine, giving purpose to everything that it is observed in a cosmos, right, in the universe. And that is what it makes a reverent understanding, a devotional and reverent understanding of what is eyeing of a good life and good existence. So here we're going to call the Apus. And so the Apus we bring with always with white symbols, feathers. We bring cotton, rice, and other things. And so here, what we're going to do is we bring, first and foremost, we're going to call them forward. If you have a bell, you can do so. You can use it. If you have a rattle, it's fine as well. Hampuy, 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 asaugate. Gracias, Popocatépetl. Gracias, Madre Iztaccíhuatl. Gracias, Apichaste. Gracias por dejarnos sentirlos en este momento para que sean ustedes los 4 pilares de esta guía. Se les ofrece a cada uno de nuestros ancestros. A mis 256, linajes positivos y negativos, masculinos y femeninos, así como también los 256 de cada uno de mis hermanos aquí presentes, observando esta gran ofrenda hacia la Madre Tierra, hacia ustedes, y hacia la liberación de nuestros ancestros. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Hampuy, hampuy, hampuy. Tawapus. So we bring these layers. We celebrate their guidance. And here the celebration is, you don't want to take it for granted, but you need to know that that is always there. As long as you can receive it, as long as you are able to observe it and appreciate it, you're in alignment with it, right? And this is what we're celebrating. We're celebrating such a beautiful gift that we're part of in this path of the Kapakyan, the Kamchis Patanin. So here we bring this sugar to them. So what I'm doing here is, this is for them. This is for the Apus, so that they can continue to bring these gifts, even to these ancestors that have not been in the Kapakyan. We're now bringing this guidance so that they can feel supported by the knowing of harmony, of the knowing of consciousness in this Kapakyan. We can continue up. And we want to grant our Apus, we want to grant them freedom. We're granting them the freedom to act. The same way that we grant them freedom to act in us, we want to also have them feel that they have permission and grant them freedom so that they can connect freely with our ancestors in guiding them upwards to the level of Inti, to the next level, next point in their evolution, right? So bring him in, cup your hands, bring him in, and then blow a feeling of freedom. Connect to that sense of liberty and freedom. You can tune into the air element and feel the free flow. Channel the air element as you put this freedom into it. No sé qué esto es. Pasa nada. One second, please. I get the white one. And so in lieu of white wine, it's alcohol, right? Any kind of liquor that you have. If you have white wine, it's perfect. If you don't, like we don't, you can use another type of liquor. And so this is the celebration aspect, right? So bring a few drops in. Okay. You come now with the purple layer. And then the purple layer, like if you think about it now, after the apples have given the guidance, then all it's left for them to do is to begin the journey so that they can begin taking the steps. And this is the way that they're going to be able to feel these blessings that we're doing for them. It's going to be a pull. This is going to be a pull into a direction of expansion, right? So we have these right here. We want to bring infinity, but you know, it's also the guidance through this path outside of Mother Earth. So if you have a shell, right, your mother has been the container for this journey. If you think about it, from the moment you're born to the moment you die, the same way they have, right? It is we've been and they have been also part of this journey in Mother Earth. And so now it's time to honor, you know, Mother Earth. And so if you have a shell, like a seashell, that's fine. You can also substitute with some sand, right? And this is representing the feminine aspect that holds space. This is a magnetic essence of our Mother Earth that is represented with the most abundant aspect of her, which is the oceans, right? Which gives life. Now, one of the things that you could do is at the very beginning, right? You can start peeling your fig at the layer of the ukupacha, but you can also do it the next part that you're going to deal with their feminine and masculine aspects. Because even though it was a great grandpa, you know, on your mom's or your dad's, that doesn't matter. Their essence is not masculine or feminine, just like yours is not masculine and feminine. This whole journey is about balancing. So here we open up the figs. Hopefully you have some fresh figs. The figs represent the seeds of this balance, right? So you have this through this container, this journey that they're taking. We have their masculine and their feminine energies, and it represents the balance so that they can journey out of this dense contracts that they might still be bound with. So here we want to bring these seeds to both their feminine and their masculine. Now, why figs? Because figs, if you take a look at the seeds, it looks like sperm, which is very graphic in the way that it is perceived as, you know, this human life, right? This is one of the ways that we represent life. So it is the life of this balance that we're going into. Gracias, Jorge. Next, you have the ribbon, and this is granting them you're sealing the deal for them. This is from you, right? Everything that you're doing from every layer, you're allowing all of your ancestors, especially if you connect deeply with them, you're allowing them to continue in this journey, right? But it is from your perspective. Maybe your sister or somebody that it still holds a little bit of difficulty, could be holding them in a space of a, incoherent conflict and things like this. But from your heart, you're actually in your universe, in your cosmos, you're liberating them. You're allowing them and you're seeing them go through this journey. So what I feel right now in what you want to feel in your heart, what I'm feeling in my heart is this freedom for them. And I visualize all 256 of them. And they started to have, through the guidance, through the gratitude of the lives that they've lived and all of the gifts that they've given us, and this freedom of conflict, whether it's from them and Mother Earth or them and us, with the guidance of the Apus, they begin taking this journey into balance. They're going back up to source. This is our soul's destiny. This is where we're going now. This is the Ukupacha. You can also consider this the fifth dimension. This is where they're going. So instead of them being trapped in purgatory, or the fourth dimension, still trying to figure out how to liberate themselves from all of the yelling or the abuse or the things, the negative things that they did. Now we can see them, we can feel them and feel it in your heart. A part of you needs to also feel lighter as they go higher into this, into fulfilling their destiny, which is the evolution of the soul. And so for this, we have the Pintu. And so we have a Quinto, this is going to be the blessing for them to be able to journey into this. This is what we're wishing for every single one of them. Los ponemos en boca, los invocamos a cada uno de ustedes, hermanos, hermanas, ancestros. Gracias, gracias, gracias por todo el trabajo que han realizado. Les damos gracias aquí, sobre esta Pachamama, sobre estos grandes templos, este día tan glorioso, este día que es el fruto de toda la encomienda, de todo el camino que se ha recorrido. Gracias porque gracias a ustedes estamos aquí presentes. Gracias porque cargamos lecciones de vida, de contraste en las que podemos superarnos. Les damos gracias de todo corazón, por todo el bien y por todo el mal. Les damos gracias por todo, que nada los detenga para seguir yendo siempre hacia el centro del corazón de cada uno de ustedes, para que nosotros también podamos llegar, podamos aspirar a este lugar sagrado que podamos. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Añay, añay, añay. Gracias de todo corazón, cada uno de ustedes. And here we bless them. Los bendecimos with Mother Divine, with Pachamama's intention for existing, and with Pachatatas, the feminine and the masculine. Put a little bit of sugar in the fourth end, so they can settle in harmony in this living. And finally, we close it with the top layer. This is the representation of the completion, and they've completed the journey in our hearts, in our minds. Take a minute to sit with this process, with what it means for them, but also what it means for you. Okay. Hampuy, 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 Zapoteco, aquí energía sagrada de Quetzalcóatl, te invocamos en este momento para que inicies el Kundalini, la energía sagrada del despertar y la iluminación en cada uno de nuestros ancestros, para que continúen en su recorrido, en su camino. Y hacia la paz, te damos las gracias por nosotros poderlo sentir en este momento, abriendo el Pupuñahui, pasando por el Pupuñahui, Postoñahui, por el Hatunton Coñahui, por el Puncañahui, dando gracias por este Canchis el Ayunduya, por el Umañahui, dando gracias por cada uno de estos centros, con esta liberación de cada uno de nuestros ancestros, se hace tangible en este Caipacho. Gracias, gracias, gracias. No Cancani y así Figuracocha, Andrés de él, vida raíz, dando gracias de todo corazón a la divinidad encarnada dentro de mí, dentro de cada uno de mis ancestros, dentro de cada uno de mis hermanos aquí presentes. Dando gracias a esta unidad de todo corazón por esta oportunidad de vida. Gracias, 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 gracias. Añay, añay, añay. Mm. All we have left to do is wrap, give completion to this journey. Muchas gracias, niño. I do this ritual at the very least once a year, right? And why it's not one and done, right? The reason why it's not one and done because there's more and more parts of your awareness that are continuing to awaken. And this awakening, it's just gives you more awareness of different things, right? That you might be carrying. And at that level that you're experiencing it, every time is different. Every time that you continue doing this journey and these despachos, there's a new part of you that awakens, a new part of you that starts to be visible, you know, and both for liberation and for empowerment. And so then what starts to take place within you is a complete, you know, empowerment with all of the things that are now released. Also comes great flow. Also comes a lot of blessings, both in alignment, in awareness, and also in physical manifestation when things begin to happen to you. And so we continue always, right? We continue always giving thanks and releasing more of those aspects that we become aware of. We become aware of subconscious parts of us that we still carry, and we continue liberating those, right? Until everything that could still be there as part of your ancestry lineage, whether it is heavy or high, has no effect. You're in a space of total neutrality, you know, gratitude, but in not affected. This has been really beautiful for me to share with you. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. I'll be happy to continue talking to every single one of you guys about any of the questions that you might have with all of this. Please put it in the chat room, and we'll begin talking about some of these things. I also wanted to, yeah, I've received a few calls from you guys about this opening of sacred space. There's a few things, a few questions. Please feel free to reach out. You know, I know that you guys ask a few questions in the chat room after I'm gone to Emmeline. And if there's any, you know, things that might still linger that are difficult for you to reconcile, or, you know, what's the purpose? I need to know the ABCs. That's completely fine. You can always reach out, and then we can, you know, do a little bit more. If it's a collective request, we can also practice more in class, right? We can make a little bit more space to continue practicing the opening of sacred space and understanding the meanings. What are you tuning into as you're saying which words? There's quite a bit. It's a pretty dynamic process, right? So that's something that I want to make available to you guys. Always reach out. You know, it was one of the first requests in the first classes, right? When we talked about the rules is ask questions, you know, and if it doesn't make sense, ask again, you know. So this is going to be kept for a little while until the candle fully goes out, and then after that we're going to take it to the temple at the end of the retreat. I'm going to take it to the temple with a few other rituals and dispatches that I have still pushing around so that we can keep on so that we can surrender to the Tepoztlan pyramid here in Morelos. Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice seeing you all. And I'll see you guys a little later, either in the chat or on Tuesday. Have a good one, guys.